Hi, I'm Sarah and I love Soulframe. Turns out I also love making videos, so today I'm going to teach myself some video editing skills while helping you get started in Soulframe Preludes. If you're new to Soulframe, here's what you need to know. Soulframe Preludes is the pre-alpha release of a new game currently in development by Digital Extremes. If you want to try it out for yourself, sign up on the Soulframe website, link in the description. DE periodically sends out codes to people who have signed up, mostly at random, but supposedly it's weighted towards those who have been waiting the longest. Soulframe takes place in the world of Midrath, a planet lit by twin suns, Saphine and Mora, and orbited by a green moon, Iridis. Our character is called an envoy, and we fight against enemies that pollute the world and steal its resources. In this guide, I'm going to do my best to cover things that will hopefully stay relevant at least until the next Preludes update. We're currently in Preludes 9, and hotfixes are coming fast, so if something you see here doesn't work anymore, that's probably why. I'll put out an updated guide whenever alpha keys become widely available. Is it premature to make a guide for a pre-alpha release that's constantly changing? Yes, absolutely, but I really enjoy sharing my love of Soulframe, and the practice helps me get better at making videos. Alright, so you've got your Preludes key, you log in, and the first thing you see is this awesome cinematic that leads into your character customization. This is very likely to change in upcoming updates, but here's what you need to know for now. There are only two character models in the game so far, one with a feminine body type and the other with a masculine body type. You can choose your skin tone, hair color, and eye color, but everything else is locked in for your body type. This will change eventually, but those are your options in Preludes 9. You can go back and change those features by replaying the War Songs fable in your codex. The options for hairstyle don't do anything at the moment, but this is something we know is definitely changing soon. Once you arrive in Midrath, the game will prompt you to choose your pact. You're actually picking a lot more than just your pact here, and there isn't a ton of explanation for what each of these elements mean, so let's break it down. Your pact is your character's special right arm, and it will give you 3 unique abilities. You'll be able to get more pacts as the game progresses and swap them around freely, so right now you just need to choose your starting pact. At time of recording, you will not have access to either of the starting pacts you don't choose, but this will eventually change. Courage, Spirit, and Grace are the 3 virtues. They're basically the Soulframe equivalent of attributes or character stats. The pact you choose will give you a +5 bonus to its aligned virtue. You will eventually be able to combine any pact with any virtue and any weapon, but for now the game wants you to focus on one. Each starting pact also comes with a totem, which grants you access to one of the 3 factions. Your faction will give you quests, which reward you with faction standing that you can use to buy items from a faction NPC. You cannot currently change your faction, but we will eventually have access to all factions. Finally, your starting pact also comes with a weapon. You will be able to craft and equip other weapons and easily switch your virtues to match the weapon you're using, so don't worry about this choice too much. For now, pick whichever combination seems most fun or interesting to you. With all that said, let's take a closer look at your choices. Siren is the starting pact for Grace. It comes with a bow called Thistle, the Rose's Bodkin totem, which grants you access to the Silent Rose faction, and the Fipple flute instrument. You actually get the Fipple flute with every pact right now, but the fact that it's listed on the screen makes me wonder if we will eventually have more instruments to choose from. That would be really cool. Siren's pact abilities offer some crowd control, a decoy that draws aggro, and invisibility, making this a good choice for skirmishers or stealth-focused playstyles. Oselda is the starting pact for Spirit. It comes with a voltaic weapon called Odiak and the Sproutfolk seed totem, which grants access to the Alka's Children faction. Oselda's pact abilities offer lots of crowd control and a heal for allies, so this is a great choice if you like to play support characters. Tethrin is the starting pact for Courage. It comes with a long blade called Solos I and the Medallion of Mora totem, which grants access to the Kith of Kings faction. Tethrin's abilities include a taunt, some CC, and a damage buff, making it an excellent choice for people who like to play tanks. Choosing your starting pact will automatically give you a quest to get acquainted with your new faction, but before you get started, this is a great time to take a look at your keybinds and make sure they suit your preferences. Don't forget to check the accessibility settings where you can find things like a sprint toggle and a screen shake toggle. Your starting quest will introduce you to a few important game mechanics: shrines, world trees, and nightfold. Shrines are where you revive if you die. You will reappear as a sparrow and have a limited amount of time to follow a glowing trail back to your body, where you can then pick up where you left off. If you don't make it in time, your body will revive at the shrine. World trees are giant withered trees that you can bring back to life, which reveals a section of your map. You can right-click your map to create a waypoint, which will then show up in your compass. While you're exploring Midrath, you can summon a sparrow that will show you a path to your next quest objective, but if you have an active waypoint on your map, your sparrow will lead you there instead. Nightfold is a sort of pocket dimension where you'll be able to change your gear, spend the virtue points you get as you level up your envoy, allocate points into combat arts as you level up weapons, and equip motes, which we'll get to in just a bit. When you first arrive in Nightfold, you'll want to check out your tent. The bookshelf at the very back of your tent is where you can change your gear and apply your upgrades. As you explore Midrath and progress through your fables, which are Soulframe's story quests, you'll add NPCs called ancestors to your Nightfold. Every time your envoy joins with an ancestor, you'll then want to go back to Nightfold and walk towards a glowing light, which is where that ancestor's platform will rise out of the water. Orlick the Scribe is probably the first ancestor you'll find, since the first fable takes you near his quest starter, but in case you miss it somehow, you just need to go to the tower located here. Orlick is the keeper of your codex, where you can replay certain fables, read in-game lore, and claim your motes. When you first open your codex, all the location lore will be written in Envoy script. You can translate these entries by visiting points of interest and looking for small glowing lights. These are motes. When you first enter an area, the small diamonds over the place's name will show you how many motes there are to collect, how many you already have, and if there are any around right then for you to grab. The motes look like tiny golden lights, and you collect them by pressing your soul mode key. Each mote collected translates part of the script for that area. After you've fully translated a point of interest, you'll be able to claim a mote from your codex. This lets you choose a buff that you can equip on a pact or weapon. To equip your motes, go back to your tent in Nightfold, open up your weapons menu, and right-click any weapon. This will open your mote interface. Mote slots unlock as you level up your gear. All packs can be equipped with 3 motes at max level. Weapons have a number of mote slots that reflect their item rarity. The next ancestor you'll want to find is Tuvalcane the Blacksmith. You can start her quest by going here and interacting with an object you find on the ground. There's no quest leading you to this spot, but the game tries to make it really obvious where to look. Tuvalcane will craft weapons and armor using crafting materials, which drop from enemies, chests, and boxes or barrels that you can break, and fragments, which you get from chests or quest rewards. Tuvalcane has a bond level, which you can raise by crafting items, and you'll need to raise her bond level in order to craft better gear. Crafting duplicate items gives you very little bond, so you're better off looking for new items and crafting those. It won't take too many items to get what you need if each one is unique. The final ancestor you'll want to unlock is Verminia, who will help you dye your armor. To start Verminia's quest, you first have to find a note on a rock located here, and then enter a dungeon underneath a tree located here. At time of recording, Verminia only offers preset color combinations that you can cycle through using the Randomize Colors button, but we can definitely expect more control later on. Once you've finished the introductory quest for your faction, you'll see a faction-specific icon on your map. Follow this icon to find a faction representative who will set you off on a quest chain called Sparrow Tales. These quests can take you to various objectives on the surface of Midrath, or into procedurally generated dungeons in the Undercity of Dirmach or the Glades of Andoran. Completing Sparrow Tales can reward you with experience, faction reputation, a currency called Drax, crafting materials, or weapon or armor fragments. If your tale ends in Dirmach or Andoran, look for a nearby shrine. You can interact with it to teleport back to the dungeon entrance. If you ever find that you're not sure what to do next, first check your fables. If you don't have any fables, wander around and explore Midrath. The game offers more quests than I've talked about here, and discovering them is meant to be part of the fun. The devs want people to organically find fables by exploring and interacting with the world. Also, keep in mind that your sparrow is not infallible. If it gets confused, it can help to go into a different room or walk a few steps and summon it again. If it hovers in one place, that usually means you either don't have a quest or waypoint for it to track, or you're in the general vicinity of something you're meant to find for yourself. Your sparrow will not always take the most direct path to its objective, and this is also true when reviving. If you have a long way to go to get back to your body, try to look for the direction it's flying in rather than its precise path, and press spacebar to fly faster. And that should be enough to get you started in Soulframe. There's still a ton more to talk about in the game, the other pacts and weapon types for example, but I'm going to save that for another video. I hope you found this guide helpful and that you enjoy Soulframe as much as I do. If you want to see more Soulframe content, or if there's something I skipped that you think belongs in this video, let me know in the comments. You can also join my Discord server to hang out with other Soulframe enthusiasts, or follow me on Twitch for the very occasional Soulframe stream. Until next time, happy hunting!